Imagine this. Your phone rings, you're not able to answer it because you're either at work or at another gig or something. You get a voicemail, and then at your earliest convenience, you pick up the phone, you give the client a call back. Turns out they were trying to book a magician for a gig, but you were just a little bit too late because they say, don't worry about it, we already found someone. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Advice for Magicians, where the goal is to help you to take your magic to the next level. In today's video, I wanted to talk about some easy ways to prevent a client from booking someone else if you miss their call, right? This is something that I've been putting some thought into. I took a couple of different steps, a couple of different approaches, and have found that this is making it less likely for the client to actually call someone else, because at the end of the day, they called you because they wanted to book a performer, and if you're under the if someone's got their finger on you and they're saying like, hey, we need to get some entertainment booked right away. If you reach out and call someone, they don't answer, oftentimes they hang up, call someone else, keep calling until you get a hold of someone that's going to book the event, right? So what do you do in that situation? How do you prevent clients from just hanging up the phone, not even bothering to leave you a voicemail, and just calling someone else? So we're going to talk about that in this video right after these announcements. If you have not already done so, please make sure to click the subscribe button and don't forget to ring the bell. That way you will know every time I upload a new video. If you would like to support the channel, please go ahead and click the join button. For just $1 a month, you can become a member and access a ton of awesome stuff, including full-length magic tutorials, early access to videos, emojis, badges, and more. Again, all of that for just $1 a month. Now, let's go ahead and talk about what I decided that I wanted to try in order to prevent this problem. Right? So again, a client calls you, you're not able to answer the phone, it goes to voicemail. Sometimes they leave one, sometimes they don't. And then, you call them back and it turns out they already booked someone. So what can we do about this, right? Well, there's a couple of things that you can try to do to prevent this. Number one, you want to call them back right away. Now, I know that that's not always practical, especially if you're working a day job or if you're doing a show. You can't all right, and I'm about to produce the rabbit. Oh, hold on, my phone is ringing. Let me go ahead and answer that call. Hello, you can't really do that, right? So what you want to try to do is call them back at your earliest possible moment. So right after you're done with your show, or when you go on your break, or right when you're off of work, whenever you get a chance, you want to call them back right away. The longer you wait, the better the chance is that they're gonna call someone else, right? So that's like an obvious one. So let's assume that you're at work and your break isn't for another couple hours and someone calls you, right? What you want to try to do is get them to leave you a voicemail, but you also want them to understand that you are going to call them back right away. And so hopefully they don't just pick up the phone and dial someone else, right? So what you want to do is you want to have a voicemail greeting that is going to assure them that you are going to call them back. So maybe my voicemail might sound something like this. Hello, thank you so much for calling Michael O'Brien, professional magician in Los Angeles and Orange County. I'm so sorry that I missed your call. Your call is very important to me, and I promise I will call you back as soon as I get a chance. If you're calling for a gig inquiry, or if you'd like a quote on any of my services, please make sure to leave your name, the best phone number to reach you, and the date for your event, all that good stuff, right? So you can basically let them know that I'm gonna call you back, I'm just not at the phone at the moment, right? So that's the first thing you can do. Another thing you can do, especially if you have iPhone. Now, I don't know if this works on Android. I'm sure there is probably some app for this, or maybe the Android already does this. But in iPhone, there is an automatic messaging system response that you can do. So if someone calls you, rather than just ignoring the call, you can click the message button and you can customize the message that you want to go out. And you just click that and it'll send you, it'll send them to voicemail, but it'll also send them a text message to their phone, right? Basically, you can customize the message to say whatever you want. I customize the message to essentially say, sorry, I couldn't answer your call. I'm actually out magicianing at the moment, but if you could, you know, leave your information, I'll call you back as soon as possible. If you want to shoot me a text message for a quicker response, you're welcome to do that, or you can email me at, you know, O'Brien Magic, blah, 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 my email address. And the goal there is to try to let them know, like, I'm busy right now, but I'm going to call you back as soon as I'm free, right? So again, it's the same kind of situation. You want to try to get them to understand that you're going to do that. Now, the third thing that you can do, and this is going to cost a little bit extra money, is hire a virtual assistant to actually answer your calls for you. Now, I haven't had any luck with finding one that is paid by the call, even if it was like $5 a call or $3 a call or whatever. I haven't found one just yet. I'm still looking around. But basically what a virtual assistant is someone that answers the phone to you and takes a message for you. So they don't have to handle your sales stuff or any of that. But for example, let's just say I had a virtual assistant and someone called me and it was going to go to voicemail. Rather than letting it go to voicemail, it will go to my VA, who will answer the call and say, O'Brien Magic Entertainment, how can I help you today? And then the person will say, I'm looking for a magician for this date, blah, blah, blah. And the VA will basically say, great, let me go ahead and take down some information so I can pass it along to Mr. O'Brien, and he will give you a call back as soon as possible. Your call is very important to him. He's a little busy at the moment. He's off doing an event, but as soon as he is finished with that event, he'll give you a call back. What is your name, sir? Your phone number? What date is the event? What kind of services are you looking for? They'll take down all of that information for you, and then they'll just type up a thing saying, call this person back at this phone number, and here's the information that you required, right? So you can have all that set up. I chatted with a few of these services that do this, a few of these VA services, and they wanted to charge an hourly rate during business hours, so like 8 to 5 or whatever. And I'm not quite at the level yet where I need a virtual assistant to handle my calls, because I'm not getting enough that it really justifies that, right? If I, you know, if I was so busy that I was turning down, you know, $2,000-$3,000 a month in gigs, maybe let's talk about that, right? But these guys are charging like $600, $700, $800 a week to have a virtual assistant, because I have to pay for them, and minimum wage is like $11 an hour. So I have to like pay $11 an hour to have this person on standby, and they get paid regardless of whether or not they're getting calls. Like I said, I'm trying still to find a good company that does a on per call basis. So if they get a call and they take a message from me, they get paid $5, whatever it is, right? If you guys are watching this video and you have a lead on that, let me know. Leave a comment down below in the comment section. I'd like to check it out, because that's something that I want to look into. I would rather it go to a VA that can take a message for me than have it going to my actual voicemail. Because if that's the case, then the chances are that they don't feel like I missed the call. They feel like I answered it, but they're just gonna wait for me to call them back again. It's almost like as if I answered the phone and said, I can't really chat right now, I'm actually kind of busy, but let me take down your information and I'll call you back in a couple hours. Does that sound okay? It feels like that, right? Rather than, oh, he missed the call and it got sent to voicemail and who knows if he's gonna call me back or not. I need to book this magician because my boss is like, you know, I'm just the secretary or whatever. My boss is telling me that I need to book a magician for this holiday party and we need to book it like right away and blah, 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 and whatever, right? So it just gives them a little bit more peace in mind that you are going to call them back. So I know that was a lot, but just 3 things that you really want to remember. You want to, number 1, you want to call them back right away as soon as you get a chance to. Even if you're able to just take a quick bathroom break or on your break or your lunchtime or right after you're off of work, or if you're doing a gig, right after you're done with the gig, just going and taking the call. That way you call them back right away. So like I said, the less time in between, the less time they have to go find another magician. So that's number 1. Number 2, you want to leave some kind of voicemail or that instant text messaging system, like I said, that will tell them that you are not able to answer the phone right now, but their call is very important to you and that you will get back to them as soon as possible. maybe letting them know to email you or to text message you for a faster response. Because sometimes while I'm at work, maybe I can send a text message real quick, but I can't be sitting there talking on the phone, right? So maybe I can text with the client back and forth real quick, lock down some information, and then say, I am going to be free at 3 o'clock. Can I call you for, a 15-minute phone call at that point? And now they're waiting for your phone call, not just calling around to other people, right? So that's the second thing. And then the third thing, if possible, is to get someone else to handle your calls for you that can take a message for you and then give it to you. Who knows? Maybe you can even have your significant other be that virtual assistant for you. They don't have to do much. All they have to do is just answer the phone, say, hello, thank you for calling so-and-so's office. This is so-and-so speaking. How may I assist you? And they're going to say, well, I'm looking for a magician. And you're going to say, okay, well, Mr. O'Brien, or whatever your name is. Obviously, if your last name is not O'Brien, don't have them say Mr. O'Brien, right? Unless you want to pass the gigs along to me, of course. Right? But they'll say, so-and-so is actually out at an event right now, but as soon as he's done, I will have him call you back. Can I take down some information for you? And then have them take down whatever vital information it is that you need. Like, so for me, for example, I want their name, their phone number, the type of event they're having, the time and date of the event, and what sort of services that they're after. And maybe they don't even know. Maybe they're just like, oh, well, I'm thinking about having like a family get together on the 27th, maybe between like 5, 6 o'clock, something like that. But I don't really know what kind of services I want. I don't know if I want a show or if I want something more like mingling or whatever. And then the VA would basically say, like, that is not a problem. Mr. O'Brien will talk to you about all these details. I'm going to go ahead and forward this information to him, and he will call you back as soon as he is, he's able to. So moral of the story is you want to let the client know that you are indeed going to get back to them. That way they don't feel like they couldn't get in touch with you and then just go and hire someone else. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't already done so, make sure to click the subscribe button and don't forget to ring the bell. That way you'll know every time I upload a new video. If you'd like to check out some more magic, visit us at o'brienmagic.com and be sure to check out our online magic shop where you will find the latest and greatest magic books, downloads, and accessories.